Ha ha! Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy freaking Tuesday to each and every one of you. XRP yield, is it worth it? Is it worth the risk? We're gonna get into it. What's going on with Bitcoin right now? Is it true? Word on the street, Pookie Pookie. The word on the street is Bitcoin is facing a 51% attack. Is facing the possibility, I should say, of a 51% attack. What's going on with that? Is that why the market is crashing right now? It's cray cray in the streets right now. It's crazy in the streets. Interesting. We're going to get into some posts from Hugo, posts from some XRP KOLs, go over the risk versus reward, go over the risk versus irreversibility that my guy Lucas Delina talks about in his book Ergodicity. He actually liked one of the posts. I got a fan. The author is a fan. How about that? So we're going to get into that as well because I think there's two things going on. I got to be real with you. I think there's two things going on. People not understanding risk versus reward and what risk truly is. And number two, a little hating going on in the community. That's the feeling I'm getting. A little hate, and they're masking the hate, masking a little sleight of hand with, but is it really worth it though? So we'll get into that as well. I think there's a little hate going on. I hate to say it. I'm trying to give my guy the benefit of the doubt because he's a big time value add to the community, to the XRP community. But I'm sensing the hate, sensing a little hate because it's not XRPL. Well, at least they think it's not XRPL. So I read over Flare Vision 2.0 again just to make sure that I'm understanding what they're saying there. And what I'm seeing is XRP staking directly 2.0, the protocol managed wallets directly on the XRPL. So anyway, I digress. I digress. So we'll get into that as well. Look, this market is crazy in the street. We'll go over the numbers. If you guys can stomach it, I'll go with the numbers. I think this pullback is healthy, but I'll go over those numbers. What's going on, Mix? Crazy times indeed, sir. Rupert is in the building. It's your boy. Good to see you live. I appreciate you checking in, sir. Yeah, it's been a minute, bro. It's been a minute. Miss Crypto Siege is back in the building. My baby's back. So let me do this. She was gone for a while, you know. All right, let me do this. Let me refresh CoinGecko. Pookie, you probably heard this, and even Mix has probably heard this a lot. I say this on the channel all the time. Don't chase the game. Let the game come to you. I say it all the time when it comes to DeFi. Say it all the time. Here's another thing that I say all the time, just to give some context. Just to give you some context, right? Number one, don't chase the game. Let the game come to you. Number two, I say this on the channel all the time. Go to where your assets are treated best. Say it all the time on the channel. It's a big deal. It's important. It's really, really important. If you don't get that, I mean, I don't know. If you don't get those two things, I don't know. I think there's some principles to live by in the digital asset space. Don't chase the game, let the game come to you. Number two, go to where your assets are treated best. My guy, Steve from For Home Loan Real Estate, this dude is on it. This dude is on. He is taking in. He is grabbing every incentive, baby. He ain't messing. He's taking it all. Every time I listen to this guy, we read some posts on YouTube or whatever. This dude is on every single thing going on with Flare Networks. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, dude is on it. It's good. He just catches those little nuances to get as much RFLR yield as you can. Dude is smart, man. I'm telling you. Smart on it. Rupert on it. All right, let's go over this market real quick. We'll let some more people check in. Do me a favor, guys, hit that like button on the way in. Let's go over to CoinGecko, check out these numbers I just refreshed. Then we're going to get into it. XRP yield, is it worth it? I'll give you my thoughts on it. For sure. Um, let's see. Come on, baby. Did that share? It didn't share. Laptops, screen is circling. Internet's doing whatever. We did have a storm go through. Yep, just waiting on some, you know. All right. So according to CoinGecko, the total cryptocurrency market cap, wow, it's way under 4 trillion. Goodness gracious. 3.87 trillion, down 3.5%. Wow. Did not expect that. How you guys doing? You're okay? Oh, looks like Ethereum's ready to go on to 4K. I had some good news from Celsius Network today, but boy, that didn't work either. I'm like, what's going on? What's the Bitcoin dominance at? I'm afraid to click on any new thing because what is that? Oh, okay. I don't have it up. We got to check the live Bitcoin dominance, don't we? Hold on a second. Let's check the live Bitcoin dominance. I want the live numbers. I want it to stay under 60%. Let's see what's going on. I got to find it. I don't have tabs up. I'm trying to save some tabs to try to save this life of this computer. Ah, boy, come on already. This laptop just slow. Just slow. Yeah, it ain't working. I'm tired of waiting. You know, it's just, huh? Huh? Yeah. So anyway, we can't check this dominance. It ain't. We'll have to see if we can pull it up later, I guess. Yeah, this laptop is just. It's just not great. But anyway, we're gonna check the Bitcoin price is $113,000, down almost 4% in 30 days. Ethereum is trading at $4,088, interestingly enough. XRP is trading at $2.88. XRP is down 17% in the last 30 days. Which is, these things are healthy, I think. Solana's trading at $176. And go check the SUI price here in a second, as soon as this laptop cooperates. No, where's SUI at? SUI is trading at $3.44 again. 344, good pullback, 11% on the 30-day down. Not as much as XRP, but this is the market, fam. And the market is just doing what the market does. Let me get rid of that. So I'm trying to get rid of this stuff here so this laptop will operate correctly, but it ain't doing what I needed to do. This live stream is kind of inspired by a post that I saw on X from Hugo Filion in response to XRP community member. And the XRP community member responded to a post from someone highlighting, yield possibilities with Firelight, I believe. Was the post highlighting the yield possibilities and the excitement around Flare networks and et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, the post from Hugo was interesting. I said, well, that's cool. That was a good response, but that's not what he's really saying, the person, XRP community member. That's not what he's really saying. So, I took some notes from my book Ergodicity by Luca Delena. I also referenced it with ChatGPT, and we went back and forth on some stuff there. It's 99% of it is just from the book. And then I shared, kind of my take on it on X. So, and that thing got a lot of responses. People kind of, got the message. But my point is I'm not sure if people are really seeking the message or seeking the answer to yield on XRP. Is it worth it? I'm not certain that's what the real question really is. Like, that's my thing. I don't think that um, people want, well, compounding, over the long term is awesome. And this is what sophisticated investors do. I don't think that's really what they want. Whether the yield is worth it or not is not really what they want. I don't think. I really don't think so. Um, I think it's more of I said there was two things: not understanding risk, or really more hating on who's bringing utility to the asset XRP. That's what I think it's more of than, well, is it really worth the risk? Because if you do the numbers and you do smart investing and you look at it and you do smart investing, which is allows for risk, where you risk manage the investing, it's more than worth it. When you just do numbers, if you're just doing regular numbers, right? I say it all the time on the channel, Pookie, that the ergodicity says not taking the risk is the bigger risk. And I think people just don't understand it, right? People just don't understand it, or just don't really want to understand it, right? And yeah, I'm hoping that it's not really some hating going on in the community. Let me welcome some more people to the stream, and I'll find this stuff that's going on. What's going on, the real big Will? How are you, my friend? Appreciate you checking in, sir. Pookie says, Steve, all in Flair for eats. Sir, let me tell you, bro. Steve is on it, man. I'm telling you. The dude is on it. Dude is on it. And I think he's teaching family members too, which I think is really, really cool and really, really awesome. All right. So I covered that. Let me yeah. Let me find Hugo's post. Let me share this post first. All right. Let me find a post first, because I don't know, the more and more I'm thinking about it, we're just getting a live stream, the more and more I'm feeling like it's more hating on an ecosystem as opposed to really wanting to know, is it worth the risk? But anyway, let me find that post. Let me see if I can't search my guy Hugo here. This is like an imposter Hugo liking my stuff. I have to check if it's the imposter Hugo or if it's the real Hugo liking my stuff. All right, so let's go to replies here from Hugo. Oh, okay. Well, let's look at it together, because I just saw something very, very interesting from Flare Network. So, yeah, I can share with sound now and not mess it up. All right, Flare just put this out real quick. Today marks the start of the Code for Arena audit competition for F assets, where security researchers worldwide will work to uncover potential vulnerabilities. XRP version 1.2 will launch on Songbird after the scheduled August 20 upgrade. That feels like a date to me, August 20th. And run concurrently with the Code Arena submission phase, providing an additional layer of real-world testing and assurances. Remember, Songbird is a canary network Flare Networks uses as a test network. They built it out for Flare Networks to be able to test stuff with real money over there on Songbird, right? It's a canary network, not a test net. All right, so August 20th upgrade and run concurrently with the Code Arena submission phase, providing an additional layer of real-world testing and assurance. This is final substantive security milestone before a Flare mainnet launch, contingent on no material issues being found. The C4A audit, I love it when you say C4A, Flare Networks. The C4A audit competition serves as an independent verification stage to ensure the protocol meets the highest standards of robustness. How about that? It's good news there. All right. That's good news. So now you got some days. A lot of people say they never get any updates from Flare. All right. Firelight points. Staking's the only way I wanted to get to this post from Hugo. So before I cover this, is it Jesus? Jesus Rodriguez right there. I'm finding this post. 4 to 7% yield on XRP would be wonderful, given many people hold it and earn no yield. I think this is the one right here, right? Because someone, and again, a value add to community. So I'm giving this person the benefit of the doubt, right? All right. I don't think it's worth the risk, though, says Vet. By the way, Jungle Inc. covered this on his video too earlier today. And actually, I think he referenced, he did. He referenced my video or my post on X. And he agrees with me in the post. I don't think it's worth the risk, though. XRP is a volatile asset. It can achieve 4 to 7% in an hour or less. Why expose yourself to a risk for 4 to 7%? So, like, that is just like this thinking here, right? Like it's off, like functionally, materially, financially, economics, like it's off. It's misguided. And this is the thing that, what I'm trying to do is help to make people more aware of how money works, right? I share this book with you guys. I told you guys to go out and get this book. We do that all the time. I read this book because a multi-millionaire investor recommending reading the book. World-renowned investor. Trained under Warren Buffett. He said, you need to go read this book. So anyway, that's why I recommended it. That's why I read it twice. I'm trying to get the thinking, trying to get the understanding. Why is this guy recommending this book? Why is this sophisticated investor recommending this book? This guy's not an investor. This Luca Delena guy, not necessarily. He's not he's not like the guy who recommended the book. Okay. But he makes you understand with numbers, factual numbers. And it's important to understand. It's a great read. It's not a boring read. It's not like a bunch of charts and stuff for all those melancholy people out there. No, it's not that. Melancholy temperaments. No, it's not that. It's a good read. Highly recommend you get it. 3rd edition, ergodicity. But anyway, so Hugo responds here, right? And it's an interesting response to me. Let's see. And I messed it up. Let me try and get it again. Hold on. Here it is. This is Hugo's response. In general, my response is never, ever, ever underestimate the value of compounding. Hugo's background is in finance, just so you know. Let me say that again. In general, my response is never, ever, ever underestimate the value of compounding. Secondly, in this particular case, if you are long an asset, then you think it's going up, at which point compounding just augments your return. Third, equities are also volatile assets that didn't seem to deter Buffett in getting yield and looking for cash flows. In general terms, yield is better than no yield. Hugo went boss mode over here. All right, this is the last statement. But lastly, everything XRP5 is offering is optional and non-custodial. You understand what he's saying there? It's optional and it's non-custodial, right? We provide the pipes, and the user takes exposures of their own of their own accord, right? So I share one thing, right? Because remember, Bill Morgan had responded to what I shared, but Bill Morgan asked about, he commented on Vet's thing as well, right? Like, that's my misgivings. I don't really understand, deal. So I said, people treat any yield attempt as if it's Russian roulette and all or nothing irreversible bet. But ergodicity says the goal is not zero risk. It's zero ruin. The goal is zero ruin. What he says in the book all the time is getting yourself in a situation that you can't recover from. It's unrecoverable. It's game over, zero launch. It's zero, it's dead, it's over. And he's not talking about, in the book, he's not just talking about investing. He's talking about in life and things that you do in life. There's certain calculated risk you take in life. For example, skydiving every single day. Every single day. That feels risky. That feels like if it goes wrong, you're not recovering from it. Right? Anyway, but ergodicity says the goal is not zero risk, it's zero ruin. You partition risk. So no single failure can absorb your future gains. Let me say that again. You partition risk. So no single failure can absorb your future gains. In other words, you don't do something where if you lose, it's over. Some people say it's risk management, right? He says, Bill Morgan says, really well put. I agree 100%. And that is a good approach to managing risk. This is it. If your genuine concern, if your genuine concern is it worth it? I'm just getting a feeling in my gut that ain't it. This is a post about what Centera is doing, Firelight is doing on Flare Networks. I don't see this stuff when it's Doppler Finance, Strobe Finance, more markets. Maybe share a post with me in the link if you found some stuff where XRP community members with good standing are concerned and say things like, is it worth the risk? When you see Doppler Finance, Amoy Finance, Strobe Finance, more markets. Let me know. Show me them. I haven't seen them though. I'm talking about from big time value add community members, not just some person who's just afraid to not, don't want to let go of the death grip on their cold storage wallets. I'm not talking about those. I'm about value adds. I'm talking about people like that. I want to see that same kind of concern. I saw Dr. Artur share something. Dr. Artur. Let me share my post in case you guys didn't get it. Again, if there's genuine concern about the risk, let me welcome some more people to the stream before I share that. Ski Mask Citizen is in the building. How are you, bro? Appreciate you checking in, sir. Um, that's right, Rupert. That's the sentiment I'm getting, bro. It's the sentiment I'm getting. And I really hate going there. I really do. Rupert said they want XRP to be able to do everything, and they don't want, which means the XRPL, and they don't like that it needs something outside of the XRPL, which is confusing to me. It's a little baffling to me. You hold the asset. You own the asset. You don't own the blockchain. You own the asset. You don't own the blockchain. You certainly don't own the company Ripple. You don't own the company Flare Labs. Some of you may own some of the stock, but if you don't hold that stock, you don't own that stock either, just to let you know. Ski Mask Citizens, I'm well. I'm well. Thank you. Hopefully you are too. I am, my friend. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. All right. So let me share what I shared on X. Um, uh, well, let me share this first. It says here how I would frame it to XRP holders. I'm not asking you to risk the farm for 8%. I'm saying the biggest risk is permanent loss of compounding. The biggest risk is permanent loss of compounding. And you avoid that by position sizing and structure. I'm just a simple dude. I'm not as smart as ChatGPT or Luca Delena. I just say, don't chase the game. Let the game come to you. What does that mean? You gotta start out small and allocating. You got to start out small. You got to. I see people. I see people in some DeFi positions on and player networks that have not been doing DeFi as long as I've been doing DeFi, and they're significantly larger. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm taking my XRP over to player networks, but it will be position sized correct and structured correctly. You understand? It's not that hard. I'm not asking you to risk the farm for 8%. I'm saying the biggest risk is permanent loss of compounding. And you avoid that permanent loss of compounding by position sizing and structure, not by earning 0%. Put most of your XRP where nothing can touch it. Then put a small, diversified slice to work in reversible, withdrawal friendly venues. Hugo, in his boss statement, I love Hugo, says, lastly, everything XRP Fi is offering is optional, bro, and non-custodial. You understand? That's the same thing the Chat GPT is saying. Okay? It's Chat GPT 5. Okay? Same thing. Then put a small diversified slice to work in reversible, withdrawal friendly venues. That way, even if one thing breaks, you're still in the game and your stacks keep compounding. It's really that simple. If you're interested, like it really is that simple. Don't just be uh, an awesome basketball player and be in crypto. I'm awesome at basketball. I read all the books on basketball. And you don't read any books on finance and you're in crypto. That's not smart. If you were really if you were really concerned about risk, I want you to think about this for a second. Why would you buy XRP if you're really concerned about risk? Why would you buy Bitcoin if you're really concerned about risk? If you're really concerned about risk. Isn't TradFi the one with all rules and regulations with people you can call offering you fake insurance and trusted advisors and trusted custodians? Isn't that out there in the TradFi world? You took all the risk entering the space. Remember in 17, 18, they were trying to ban crypto, trying to ban Bitcoin. You remember? You remember that? So this is my concern. Dennis Newman's in the building. How are you, bro? What percentage of your bags are you planning on staking? Less than 3% initially. It'll be less than 3% initially. I just have risk parameters. That's me. I have risk parameters. Like I said, there's some people in DeFi on Flare. I know they haven't been doing DeFi longer than me. I know it for a fact. They have bigger positions than I do on Flare in DeFi positions. They have a different risk tolerance. I just believe in you don't chase the game, you let the game come to you. This stuff is new. Blockchains are new. Smart contract bugs is a real deal. Hackers are out there doing their thing. Those are real deals. But just like ChatGPT shared, okay, and what I read in the book recommended by a world renowned investor for me to read, the biggest risk is permanent loss of compounding. You understand? I say it on the channel all the time, Pookie Pook. I say the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all, according to the book, Ergodicity. Says here, position, sizing, and structure. It's just another way of saying don't chase the game. Like a lot of people think that's why I posted what I posted. People treat any yield attempt as if it's Russian roulette. It just, for some reason, it's this all or nothing thing. It's kind of like I'm not never selling my XRP kind of thinking. It's kind of like that. I'm not selling my XRP. Like, then why did you invest? Why did you take that massive risk? Let me find my post here. See if I can find my little thread. You actually like the thread as well. Oh, they want me to promote something. I'm not promoting anything. Come on, get out of there. All right. Oh man, you're right. You're right in the middle of my stuff, bro. Why you want me to promote this thing? How do I get rid of this promote? Man. All right, cancel. Cancel the promote. I don't want to promote. I said cancel. Man. Oh, don't promote. Okay. Anyway, I can't read my whole statement here. Dang it. Anyway, risk does not equal irreversibility, or risk equal sign with a slash through it, irreversibility. Too many people treat earning 4 to 10% yield like Russian roulette. It isn't if you structure it right. A lens from Luca Dellenna's ergodicity can help us stop thinking all or nothing, right? And this is the challenge. This is the challenge. A lot of people come into the digital asset space. They're here just for when moon. They're not here trying to educate and level up. That's the challenge. That's why I keep saying I welcome you to go on the journey of becoming a sophisticated investor. A lens from Luca Dellenna's ergodicity can help us stop thinking all or nothing, quote unquote, and start thinking no ruin plus compounding. Plain English, risk equals ups and downs you can recover from. Say it again. Risk equals ups and downs you can recover from. So if you take all of your XRP and you go stake it, if you take all of your XRP and you go stake it, you take all of your XRP and put it in a liquidity pool on Venus, lend it over in Venus protocol. You take all of your XRP and lend it on Wan Chain. What are you doing? Is that a risk that you can recover from? Or no? Is that something that you can recover from? Then it's not a risk. It's not smart. It's irreversible. Irreversibility equals outcomes that remove you from the game. Custodian collapse, bridge hack, lost keys. Everybody's on these custodians, BitGo and all the rest of them. What does that mean, though, bro? What does it mean? Uphold custody, Coinbase custody. What does that really mean, bro? I'm telling you something right now. I was alarmed. Alarmed. Was I on the live stream? Yeah, I was on a live stream with Jenna. Jenna, well, I wasn't invited. But I was on a live stream with Jenna, listening in with Jenna, Santiago Velez, and Hugo Filion. Latest live stream on her channel, Jenna X. Highly recommend you go check that out. She's doing work over there, right? Both Hugo, ski mask citizen, both Hugo and Santiago says the vast majority of their community members have their XRP on exchanges. Like I almost fell out of my seat. I mean, it was one thing for I don't know who said it first, Santiago to say it, but Hugo said it. They both said it. And people are talking about risk a yield on their XRP. Like people ran to uphold custody, ran to Coinbase's custody. I mean, didn't we just go through Celsius and BlockFi and freaking Nexo and 3 Arrows Capital? Didn't we just go through that? And the vast majority of XRP holders have their XRP on exchanges? What does that really mean? That means that there's a bunch of people out there who don't trust themselves. How can you be in finance? How could you be participating in a new financial system if you don't trust you? I'm trying to understand it. Anyway, I digress. Irreversibility equals outcomes that remove you from the game, like custodian collapse, a bridge hack, lost keys. Optimize only where outcomes are reversible. Prioritize survival everywhere else. Maximizing, this is again, these are quotes from the book. Maximizing expected returns, it's sort of like quotes from the book, is good only if the consequences are reversible. Maximizing expected returns is good only if the consequences are reversible. Yield isn't the enemy. Ruin is. Not from the book. I don't talk about yield in the book. Yield isn't the enemy. Ruin is. The mistake I hear in XRP circles is if 8% yields carries any risk, don't do it. That's all or nothing thinking. Ergodicity says the goal isn't zero risk, it's zero ruin. You partition risk so one failure can end compounding. Time matters more than one shot. One game over wipes both capital and future gains. Just one. Where you're 100% of your assets in something. How is that different than having 100% of your assets with Coinbase custody or Uphold custody? I'm just trying to understand why you think that is less risky. It's because everyone's been conditioned to let someone else do it because they're better at doing it than you're doing it. That's the intermediary game. That's what it is. It's the intermediary play. You know, probably created by the Federal Reserve and the people in Jekyll Island. Let's put as many people between them and their money as we possibly can because we control those people. We control the intermediaries. This is the banks are. Right? Losing your capital means you also lose all future returns. You know, I talk about my selfish thing transparently with you guys all the time. All the time. The difference between CFI and DeFi. The difference between cold ledger, DeFi, and CFI. I shared that with you guys. I split them up. I just split them up in the best allocation. I had to do one with because I had a loan. I didn't have a choice to do, you know, if I did a $10,000 loan, I didn't have a choice to do just 10,000 in XRP. You didn't have a choice. Right? If I wanted to 10,000, I had to do something different. So treat yield as a slice, not a switch. Example, if 25%, this is example, it's not financial advice, not telling you guys to pick any percentages here demonstrated in this post, okay? Example, if 25% of your XRP earns 6% and 75% stays offline, your portfolio still earns your portfolio, the one state and the one not. Your portfolio earns 1.5%, while catastrophic risk is capped. The catastrophic game over risk is capped to the 25% slice, not your whole stack. Reversible versus irreversible. More reversible, liquid staking with quick exits. Less reversal, single custodian rehypothecation. That was Celsius. Now, we didn't know that was Celsius, but that was Celsius and BlockFi and Nexo and FTX. Single custodian rehypothecation. They told us they weren't doing that, in a sense that they weren't doing it without collateral backing, and they were doing it without collateral backing. Anyway, opaque cross-chain bridges, opaque cross-chain bridges, elongated lockups, sloppy key management. Questions to ask before chasing yield. Can I exit unilaterally and fast? What single point of failure makes funds unrecoverable? What's the worst week, and do I survive intact? If this fails, what percentage of total stack is hit? Where does the yield actually come from? Why this beats 0% yield forever? Zero yield means you trade today's comfort for a slower compounding path. A small controlled yield slice lifts the whole portfolio without exposing your core to game over risk. I said it here. The principles here come from the book Ergodicity by Luca Delana, 3rd edition. Recommended to me by world-renowned investors, studied under and along with Warren Buffett. His name is Guy Spear. And I said, did you catch that? And what I'm saying is, this is not what I'm saying to do. This is what a world-renowned investor is suggesting you do. I mean, it's up to you. This is not financial advice. What my advice is going on a journey of becoming a sophisticated investor, not a crypto bro. And they're different. It's what I'm learning. It's what I've learned. They're different, the real big will. John 3:16 is here. What's up, bro? How are you? Says, what's up, brother? What's up with you? Can't get in yet. Ski Mask Citizen says, I wouldn't be able to sleep. Wait a minute. You asked a question first. Is there a date yet for more people to be able to get in the Firelight yet? I don't think so. I don't think there's a date yet, Ski Mask Citizen. They're waiting for F assets to launch on Flare mainnet. Ski Mask Citizen said, running the Coinbase custody is super crazy. But you had some entertaining content creators promoting Uphold. Like, trust me, those guys, and it's not about Coinbase custody being nefarious. Is you don't know what you don't know that's going on behind closed doors. Like, you don't know. I don't think people waking up from Coinbase trying to take people's money. What I'm saying is you don't know what's going on. The people over in Link 2 didn't know what was going on. Like, they didn't know. And that's why I say, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. A guy from the former Ripple employee asked to speak with me about they're building a project for XRP, for the XRP community. He had spoken with Crypto Eddie already. Jungle Inc. Jungle Inc. suggested that he talk with me because he's talking a lot of DeFi stuff. So when I talk with him, I made it undoubtedly clear that third parties and intermediaries is not the way. That if you can't build something out that is, trustless and non-custodial, and optional, I'm not interested. Like it's not the way. And that's not suggesting that what you would build out, you have ill intentions. Like you don't know. And I think the more we get back to the good old days where you trust yourself for protection and you trust yourself with your wealth, the vast majority of it, what are we doing? Someone's, I believe, has sold the digital asset space, especially the XRP community, on the notion that you can't trust yourself. Everyone could choose their own way, but I'm just sharing experiences. It's my mentor. I just tell you, God bless him. He passed away. But he would always say, CJ, everything is good until it ain't. And he was always talking about this when you take ownership of your stuff and you have this no one to blame but yourself, you grow, you get better. But the second you start dishing a little bit of it, accountability and responsibility to someone else, and dishing out a little bit of accountability to someone else, and dishing out a little responsibility and accountability to someone else with your stuff, the more you disempower yourself. You understand? By the way, John Deaton pulled off another one of those John Deaton moves. Okay, all you link to folks out there, blessed to have him. He pulled out another John Deaton miracle. He's got phase one, I think, or step one, phase one of getting the court thinking in the right alignment that the customer's assets are those customers' assets. It's big, big that he got that. Big. Essentially, what he did is he got so what is it? Link to people over there. Link to was trying to get a loan, a DIP loan, but they don't have any collateral to get the loan. So they wanted to use the people's collateral. By the way, Celsius Network I think they did a DIP loan, if I'm not mistaken. I think they did, if I'm not mistaken. So since Link2 doesn't have any collateral, they said we're going to use the customer's collateral to get the loan, which is a roundabout way of saying that's our collateral. We own their stuff. That's the stuff that they bought. We own it. Link2 tried to pull that move. Do you understand? Link2 tried to say that the customers, these little SPVs or whatever they got going on over there, was theirs. And therefore, they could use it as collateral to back a loan that they were looking to get. And the loan was essentially so they could pay their attorneys. That's essentially what it was. Deaton pulled off a miracle there, in that the judge decided, I guess, that they're not going to litigate that, which means they're not going to consider doing that. But yeah, think about that. All the people over there praising Link2 and what happens? Just takes one person going sideways for whatever reason. Don't know what the reason was. And unfortunately, most people do in anything that they're kind of investing, they do an all or nothing approach. In other words, there's people over there with their life savings in Ripple shares, Uphold shares, Polysign shares. You understand? That is a fact. I know for a fact there's at least, I'm talking some like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to millions of dollars, all in one spot, one place. And for some people, it's their life, it's everything they have. There's people in Link2 not in crypto. There's people in Link2 with Ripple shares and these SPV stuff. Don't own any XRP. Okay. So there's that. Highly recommend you read the book. Just read the book. The challenge is everyone's here for Wind Moon and they're not leveling up, Keyless. They don't want to level up their financial IQ. They don't want to level up their IQ on the digital asset space. They don't want to level up. They just Wind Moon, let's go. My chain's the best chain. My asset's the best asset. When is it going up? And they haven't discovered the real reality. The real reality is you are an investor in this space, not a trader, not a day or swing trader, an investor. This is an asset class. So why not go on a journey of becoming a sophisticated investor? I get it. Protocols want TVL. I get it. What are your risk parameters? What are the risks that you have set for how you're going to invest? How much of your XRP you're going to participate mint to FXRP? How many of your FLR tokens are you going to participate in Flare or DeFi? Do you have it set? If something goes wrong, if there's a hack, is it everything? I was on Sui. A protocol built on Sui got hacked. I was in an LP position over there for about $300. I that's not, yeah, it's not, yeah, it's less than five. Yeah, I don't even know what it is. It's not even close to anything, any kind of number. So if the Sui that I hold, I was fortunate enough to not lose it because of the foundation did something. But what if they didn't? I still would have had plenty of Sui, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and whatever it is, the number is, to play around with. You know what I mean? DeFi is full circle, baby. It's a full circle thing. It really is. Staking is just a thing. DeFi is a cash flow is a full circle thing. You got to have a strategy and a full circle strategy. Once you understand it, like, and it's really, really cool. But I tell people all the time in the streets, you got to get your bag first. Like you got to get that bag, like that win, that 50,000, 100,000, 500,000. You got to get that bag. You got to get that win first. You can learn before you get the bag in DeFi. You can learn $10, $20, especially on Flare, $50, just learning. But then when you get the bag, then you can set set that strategy around DeFi and start building wealth, compounding, right? Valuable assets that compound. That is the game. Valuable assets that compound. And that doesn't just mean staking, and it doesn't just mean being in a liquidity pool, right? It doesn't just mean lending. It doesn't just mean using a valuable asset to mint the stable coin that's coming on Flare Networks. Stablecoin backed by XRP is coming to Flare Networks. It's being built. It is the MakerDAO moment for Flare Networks. It's coming. How many of you guys are familiar with MakerDAO? OG in this space. At one time, what, 21 billion in TVL. It is currently around 16 billion. It's coming to Flare Networks. You know, the layer one EVM blockchain that you were early to. But what do you know about uh, Sky DAO, formerly known as MakerDAO? What do you know about it? What do you know about what they call a new stablecoin? What do you know about the lending money market they have over there? What do you know about that? Because something similar, but better, more complex and interesting, as Hugo would say, is coming to Flare Networks. But what do you know about it? Like this is, I'm not sure if people understand how blessed we are. Are you gonna, are you gonna take it for granted, or are you gonna honor it with your dedication to leveling your skill set here? I reached out to a guy, definitely has not been doing DeFi longer than me, definitely has not, who understands this freaking cyclo thing like 900 times better than I understand it. The cyclo finance where you could lend without risk of what is it? What do they call it? Liquidation. I'm like, bro, I listen, I do not understand this thing. Help me to understand it. We need to get on the Zoom so I can understand it. What am I supposed to say? Nah, I'm not gonna do that because I've been doing DeFi for a minute. This dude's just new to this. No, bro. I'm trying to level up. So he shoot me a DM with his Calendly so we can get together, so we can connect. Hopefully I can do it before my trip out. I'm ready to take a trip. Me and Miss Crypto C's going to go on a chip, leveling up our financial IQ. So 2 days or 3 day trip. Technically, it's 3 days. Leveling up. Can't wait to share what I learned with you guys. Pookie Pookie says, talk that talk, CJ. Aaron Medina's in the building. How are you, bro? Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? But again, I do have a bit of concern that it's really not about a concern of risk. That it's really about, yeah, that thing's not on the XRPL, right? Again, you don't own that blockchain. You don't own it. You don't own the Ethereum blockchain. You own the underlying asset. That's what's in your custodial wallet, not the blockchain. You don't own the blockchain. This is why I say two things, Aaron Medina. Number one, don't chase the game. Let the game come to you. Number two, go to where your assets are treated best. By the way, Bitcoin's under some 51% attack. I don't know what's going on with that. Let me see if I can find that real quick. What's going on with that? When did that happen? Who, why, and what made that freaking happen? Let me find that here. That's a little cray cray, right? But I said they're saying it's like the first time that it happened. Let me find it before I share the screen. I don't know how accurate this is. People probably say it ain't accurate, but let me share it. But that's the word on the street, fam. Bitcoin is under the possibility of a 51% hack. It says breaking from Whale Wire. For the first time in over a decade, two Bitcoin mining pools now control more than 51% of the network's hash power. This means a 51% attack is now possible. This according to this guy. I can't say if if that's correct or not. They can rewrite transactions, block confirmation, counterfeit coins, censor the chain, and much more. This is likely the biggest Bitcoin news of the entire decade. Yet, expect nothing but crickets from Bitcoin maxis and the mainstream media cartel as they try to hide this. Like, again, I don't know. This is from someone else here, Leo Lenza. Bitcoin is now at risk of a 51% attack as two mining pools control over 51% of the hash power. I'm trying to see where it says that. It doesn't show the two pools. I don't see 51% on any of these things here, but this is the diagram they choose to share. It's the hashing, Bitcoin mining pools comparison, but that doesn't say 51% or more. So I don't know why they showed that thing. But anyway, see any comments? So says it doesn't guarantee an attack will happen. It just opens the possibility of an attack. That's the problem. So anyway, two different people saying that. So I said I would cover that in the live stream. So there it is, that news there of that. I'm gonna hop off here, fam. I appreciate you guys checking in. It's been a really, really cool hang for sure. Matthew says Bitcoin maxis are like, yeah. So that's a challenge, right? Oh, 343 people came on today. So again, I share with you what real risk is. Again, according to. It's a great book to read. Decide for yourself. Read the book. Decide for yourself. See if it makes sense to you. If it resonates with you, right? I, like I said in my post stream thread, this is not financial advice. What I do advise is that you go on a journey of becoming a sophisticated investor, not a crypto bro. We're blessed to be an early adopter in this new asset class. Really, really blessed to be here. Are you going to take it for granted? Or are you gonna do what my mentor says? Be lazy in learning? Or are you going to value the opportunities you have and level up your skill set? It's up to you. But I welcome you on that journey. I'm on it for sure. All right, fam. I'm going to end this live stream. I'm going to wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys checking in. Do me a favor. If you didn't get a chance to hit that like button on the way in, please do so on the way out. That'd be really, really cool. You know how we do. We always like to have just as many likes as we got viewers in the stream. I appreciate you guys being here. And if you happen to be in that 55% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Seeds, do me a favor. If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.